What's up, guys? So we have another victim here. Here's a man getting married. There is the pastor in the background. I believe this is the pastor that they went to for premarital counseling. And the reason why I say that because when I play this video, the pastor's going to say something that makes me believe that he did their premarital counseling. They obviously know him. I can definitely tell you that. But the reason why I call this man a victim is because the signs were there. It's one thing to be a victim of something and it totally catch you off guard. There's no signs. You didn't see anything. Nothing stood out to you. There were no red flags. But when you're getting married, it is wise to go and have premarital counseling. I would suggest that you do it with you would do it with someone who's godly. If you don't believe in God, then I don't know what to tell you. You'll have to go to someone who's going to go by whatever criteria they're going to go by. Sadly, even if you go to a man who's supposed to be godly, you have to vet him to see if he actually is. And I don't know this pastor. He may be a nice man. I'm not saying he's not, but he did some things in this video that ticked me off. And this man here, this victim, also ticked me off because he's got this big smile on his face. And there's really nothing for him to be smiling about. One of the biggest decisions you'll ever make in your life is who the hell you marry. And there are clear signs that trouble is on the way. And he's smiling. Smiling while his life hangs in the balance. Because what we're going to watch in this video is a precursor on what is most likely to come. And there's nothing you can do as a man to fix it. Let me play the video and then we'll come back.
In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling.
Okay, so he says we did talk about that in counseling. So they receive premarital counseling. They're repeating their wedding vows. It got to obey, and she's resistant on saying it. And he's smiling and laughing. Look at him. Poor thing. He doesn't know what's coming. And the pastor's laughing. So this is what ticked me off too. There was a movie. Remember the movie Friday, the first one? And Ice Cube says to Smokey, because they owe Worm his money, and Smokey's very nonchalant about it. He's not taking it seriously. And Cube finally says, "Ain't nobody playing but you. You walk up and down the street all day playing. You think that man playing about his money?" That's how I felt when I watched this video. Because she's not taking the vows seriously. He's not taking the vows seriously or his life. And the pastor's not taking it seriously because he's laughing. Everybody playing. And this is what happens to a lot of men. They go get married playing. The signs are there. The flags are there. He's seen it. So you can't play victim later. You can't play victim later when she divorces you and takes half your stuff, puts you on child support, alimony, and separates you from your children. He saw it coming. And he still went through and did it anyway. He saw it coming and seen it in premarital counseling. And he's playing and the pastor's playing, and she's smiling and laughing too, but she ain't playing. The only one that's not playing is her. These two playing.
Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
The pastor said, should I play that again or should we just keep going? And she said, we can just keep going. So she never actually says it. Never says it. And I'm going to go back because there should be a part. There's another thing she kind of scoffed at when the pastor said for richer or for poor.
In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
Oh, you know what? It's not on here. There's another part of this video where he talks about richer or poorer, and she's hesitant on the richer or poorer part of it. So this is a woman who wants the wedding but doesn't want the union. She wants the wedding reception, but she doesn't want the responsibilities that comes with being a wife. And she's showing you it on your wedding day, and she showed it in premarital counseling, I'm sure. But he ignored it, and he's moving forward anyway. This just shows you the state of men today and the desperation that they have in finding a spouse, and the things that they have to put up with, the things they're willing to put up with, and the things they need to compromise on. Because the truth is, they've come to a point, and we've come to a point in our society that if men don't compromise on certain things, they won't get families. And men are desperate. This is a man that is desperate. That is the only reason he would go through with something like this, and he would be up there laughing. Laughing that his wife doesn't want to say that she would submit and obey to him, even though it's a wedding vow. What else can he do besides laugh? He can't make her. He can't force her. And the sad reality part of it is, he can walk away from her, but he probably wouldn't be able to go out and find any better, because the pick of the litter out there is not good, gentlemen. It's not good. There are not a lot of women who are eligible for marriage. And when I say eligible, I mean emotionally, psychologically, or spiritually, even physically, because most women in our country are overweight. So there are a very small number of women who are even marriageable. And this man, like many men, resort to the best of the worst, if that makes sense. All he can do is smile. All he can do is laugh. But later on, the smiles and the laughs turns to frustration, anger, court calls, child support, stress, anxiety, and tears. You have to pick well, gentlemen. You have to make sure you pick well and that you vet well. And the pickings are very slim. I wish this video showed the richer or poorer part. You are seeing what I've been saying and what matters to women, that men are utilities. You're seeing it. Richer or poor, she scoffed at. Obey and submit, she scoffed at. He is there to provide resources. That is his role in this wedding. In this marriage. Resources and offspring if she wants kids. Once she gets the resources, and she'll obtain that through marriage. Once she gets the kids, and she'll obtain that through sexual intimacy, he can be discarded. Because if she files divorce, she gets half the resources and she gets to keep the children. So what she desires to get out of the marriage, she already has. She can obtain. He is just something she's putting up with. He's a means to an end. You are a means to an end. You are just something women put up with and deal with as a consequence in order to get the resources and in order to get children. You are considered what they call collateral damage. So I found another video, guys, and this one actually includes for richer and for poor. The quality's a little jacked up, but that's the best I could do. What do you want me to say? So let me play it, and then we'll come back and break this down.
For worse.
For richer.
For richer.
For poor.
For poorer.
For poor.
For poorer.
For poorer. Yeah. We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. Bria made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke and in health.
So this actually came up in counseling. This is what premarital counseling is for. If you have a good premarital counselor, a good pastor that's doing it, he's able to bring out in each person that's getting married their weaknesses, their expectations, their flaws. He's able to bring these things out. That's the whole point of it, to see if you are actually compatible in order to move into this union, this life union, this covenant. So this came up in counseling. She had a problem with submission. She has a problem with money. The pastor says we hit this snag 20 times in counseling, that he cannot be broke. So he is, actually I'm going to revise what I said earlier. He's not a victim. He's an idiot, because he's seen it coming. He literally stuck his chin out there to get knocked out. He's seen it in counseling. You can't be broke. She's not going to submit. She's not going to obey. So the signs were clear, and he still decided to move forward with the wedding. What a foolish man. This is a video on what not to do. This is a video that when you hit certain pivotal things in premarital counseling, you don't sweep it under a rug. You don't excuse it. You don't disregard it and move forward. This is something that needs to be addressed. And he did not address it. It came up in counseling multiple times. She struggled to say it. She wouldn't say submission and obey at all. They totally skipped those vows. So she didn't even take those vows. They skipped it. She wouldn't utter it. And he smiled the whole time. So I'm revising what I said earlier. He's not a victim. He's a fool. He's an idiot. He voluntarily signed up for what's going to happen. He voluntarily signed up for this. I work with a lot of guys who are married, and a lot of them talk about their life, and a lot of them talk about their wives, how they can't get them to do this, how they can't get them to do that. She won't make a sandwich. She won't listen to what I'm saying. She coming home, she's telling me what the pastor said, and it's going against what I said. And when you don't see it coming, I feel bad for a man, and we should feel bad. But when you see it coming and you still decide to do it, that's an idiot. She is an example of what most women are like today. The modern woman. This is her. She is a picture perfect example of the modern woman. The modern black woman, the modern white woman, the modern Latino woman. This is them. Can't be broke, won't obey, won't submit, can't cook, can't stay in shape, won't change their hair for their man, won't change the way they dress for their man, won't get off Instagram for their man or TikTok. They won't do anything for their husband unless what he wants them to do, they was going to do it already. This is them. If she's not a devout Catholic, if she's not a devout Christian, actually following the Bible, this will most likely be what you marry. This is what's waiting for the next generation of men. And the current generation of men are already stuck. Most of us are already in a marriage with someone like this, or we were and got divorced. Don't be like this foolish man. If you are engaged or you have a girlfriend and you're thinking about taking that leap of marriage and covenant, first you need to make sure that she looks at marriage the same way as you, is that it's a covenant. And if she has a problem repeating her vows of rich or poor, sickness and health, death do us part, obey and submission, then you need to run the other way. There's nothing to work out. That lets you know this is a person who don't take marriage seriously. Everyone knows the marriage vows. If you have a problem with any of the vows in there, then why are you getting married? That lets you know that she's not in it for the right reasons. And he should have ran the other way. If I was his pastor doing premarital counseling, I would have told him not to marry her. But I'm sure the pastor didn't do that because they're playing. They were laughing like it was a joke until this man lose half his stuff, until he lose his kids, until he's on child support, alimony, whatever the case may be. It's all fun and games until that happens. And he can't even cry or play victim because he did it to himself. So guys, leave a message below. Let me know what you think. This was a video on TikTok. I'll leave the link below so you can check it out. And I'll talk to you soon.